welcome back to Chapters Create Character. I'm Legend Moore, and this is my mom,
Rakisha. Hey.
Today, we're going to be reading 2 new heroes from Black Heroes. Let's get started. Tutankhamun, King Tut. Tutankhamun, known as King Tut, was likely the youngest pharaoh in Egypt. He became known worldwide when his magnificent tomb was discovered. Little is known about King Tut's early childhood. He grew up in a royal family and took the throne as king before the age of 10. Because of this, he is known as the Boy King. The pharaoh before Tut, Akhenaten, who ruled with Nefertiti, was likely Tut's father. Egypt was in turmoil when the Boy King came into power. As he was so young, Tut's advisors likely held most of the power during his rulership. With their help, he restored Egypt to its former glory by rebuilding temples and other holy sites. And, he also brought back the traditional worship of many gods that Akhenaten had undone and moved the people back to the old royal city, which Akhenaten had abandoned. Unfortunately, King Tut passed away at a young age. When he was only 18 or 19, he was unknown to history until his extravagant tomb was discovered by archaeologists in 1922. When they entered the first chamber, they were astonished by what they found. The walls were painted with murals that told the life story of King Tut, his funeral, and his passage to the afterlife. The tomb included artifacts and relics such as precious jewelry and statues made from gold and ebony. The tomb was made up of 4 rooms, each containing thousands of priceless relics. King Tut's coffin and corpse were well preserved, giving scientists a rare look into the lives of ancient Egyptians. The most extraordinary thing they found was the elaborate gold mask that covered King Tut's face. Today, that mask is considered one of the most famous works of art from ancient Egypt. Though he was not especially a powerful ruler, the discovery of King Tut's tomb made him an important figure in our understanding of ancient Egypt. Many of the treasures found with him have been displayed in the world's most important museums.
As my eyes grew accustomed to the light, details of the room within emerged slowly from the mist, strange animals, statues, and gold. Everywhere the glint of gold. Howard Carter, speaking of the discovery of King Tut's tomb. Explore more. You can find photos of the diary of Howard Carter online to read his first-person account of finding King Tut's tomb. I bet that was pretty cool, don't you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They found King Tut's tomb. That was probably a very cool discovery.
And super, probably kind of scary too. I don't know.
Scary.
Like haunting, weird. Anyway. All right, next hero.
Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was
A prominent
and wealthy ruler of
Mali.
A vast empire that once covered much of Western Africa. Mansa Musa was raised in a wealthy family of rulers. Research suggests he was directly related to the founder of the Malay Empire. Musa rose to power when the king went on a journey to explore the Atlantic Ocean and left Musa in charge. The title, the king never returned. Mansa became the ruler, was given the title Mansa, which means emperor. Mansa Musa increased the size of the empire by claiming victory over several other kingdoms, including the city of Timbuktu, which was already an important trading post. One of the world's first universities, the University of Sankore, was located in Timbuktu. After Musa made the city part of his empire, he turned the university into one of the most important centers of learning. At one point, Sankore was home to the largest library in the world. Wonder how big that was. Like many other rulers, Mansa Musa was dedicated to building large places of worship. Why do I keep saying worship?
You okay?
And thank you. And monuments. He was a devout Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And worked to spread his religion throughout his kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
The nose transition. By building several magnificent mosques. Yeah, mosques. Foreigners often visited Mali to admire the quality and style of architecture. Visited Mali to admire the style and architecture. In 1324, Mansa Musa traveled to Mecca on a pilgrimage. He took nearly 60,000 men with him, as well as huge amounts of gold in order to trade and show off Mali's wealth. He gave away millions of dollars worth of gold on his journey. This caused problems for other kingdoms because they weren't prepared to be flooded with so much wealth. The traveling crew dressed in expensive silks. Naturally, Mansa Musa's travels caught the attention of many people. When he entered other empires, rulers made it a point to meet with him. Mansa Musa is recognized as one of Africa's most influential rulers. He was likely one of the wealthiest men in the world during his reign.
This man flooded Cairo with his benefactions. He left no court emir nor holder of royal office without the gift of a load of gold. Oh man, I would have loved him to be in my presence. Arab historian, and I will not say this correctly, Ibn Faldi Fadl al-Hal Umari, speaking of Mansa Musa's pilgrimage. Explore more. You can watch an animated lesson about Mansa Musa by searching on ed.ted.com. And like we said before in other videos, make sure you guys are researching and doing your own exploration.
Because if you're interested in Black history, you should research and read more about these fascinating heroes.
Absolutely. So just like the author of this book, Miss Arlisha Norwood, she is, I believe she has a PhD in history, and she did all of the research and compiling all of these wonderful stories of the people in Black history that she chose to speak about in the book. So definitely do your own research and find out more about some of these awesome heroes that we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else, sir?
So, which is your favorite heroes that we've read so far? Like, including Hatshepsut and Nefertiti.
I don't really have a favorite. I feel like...
My favorite is probably Mansa Musa.
Why is that?
Because it's just like, well, for one, like, the stuff is easy to pronounce. And two, it's like, it's just, it has a good story, you know? Like, the University of Sankore was located in Timbuktu. After Musa made his city part of his empire, he turned the university into one of the most important centers of learning. And I feel like that's very important to get your education and the learning that you need to prepare to, like, be a grown-up, go out on your own, buy your own things, pay your own bills, you know? Stuff like that. I feel like that's very important.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And great point. Like I said, I don't really have a favorite. I think I'm just kind of absorbing, learning about some of these people that I've never heard of before, because I've heard of a lot of people that are in the United States, but I haven't heard much about the stories of those Black or African descent heroes outside of the United States. So this is interesting.
I said med. The ones we read so far are like African people, you know?
So far, and Egyptian. So, and again, like that's in Africa too.
People.
Yeah, absolutely. So so we got more to come. So, anything else, Mr. Legend?
What was about these two stories?
It was just talking about their life. So, it was just...
It does that with all of them. I
think what's similar about them is that they both were rulers.
Yeah, and they're related to the other stories that we've read.
Yeah, so far we've read about 2 female Black history rulers.
And then we read about 2 males.
So, that's pretty much, I think, the connection so far with all the stories. But... that's all we got for this time. We hope you join us again on Chapters Create Character so we can talk about 2 more cool Black history heroes.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.